Hello people and welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin and we're gonna have an impressive match into the E75, the tier 9 German heavy tank that still does the job even in 2023. This vehicle, the armor is average if we can say, if we can compare it to other tanks like the Super Conqueror, like the A Phase 1. In terms of the armor, it's alright for tier 9. It's not the best, it's not the worst. You can make it work once you know how to angle it. In terms of mobility, it's a 92 tons heavy vehicle, so you're not gonna be the fastest around the battlefield. I'm using the turbocharger, rammer, and optics. Optics just to have more view range for myself. It's not really equipment that you should use on your E75, but because the vehicle has 400 meters base, but my crew is not the best, so the view range is gonna compensate for that. Plus, on top of that, I'm doing Mark of Excellence, so view range is always welcomed. I think that I did not realize is that I'm not using vertical stabilizer, but the gun he still feels very solid. I mean, just look at that aiming. We're aiming, and the gun is pretty accurate for 128 millimeter that hits for 530. In terms of penetration, is the same as you have on the mouse motion. Scorpion G Borshik, it's 246 and 5 and 311. Unfortunately, we didn't connect that shot towards the American heavy autoloader. Maybe he's gonna haunt us later, we don't know. And here it's a beautiful place for this tank to be in. It's hull down. It has I think 8 degrees of gun depression, so or 7 or something like that, but it's workable. The armor is flat towards the front of the turret, so make sure you don't fight tanks with good hit penetration, because this is very flat. It's 280, so anything with 300 can go through it very easily, so keep in mind that. We didn't manage to connect that. We're gonna load APCRs with this in this scenario towards the Progetto, and we're just really good in this position. We don't really want to push over there because they have the hull down T30 and the autoloader over there, so we just want to stay in this corner. And on top of that, if you're gonna push towards this rock, there are high chances that those guys are gonna rush us from all directions, so we don't want to do that. On top of that, we don't have any artillery piece, which is really good. We can just stay here and just annoy. So in terms of that, we're playing safe, which is really good. Nice connection over there. 0.35 accuracy once again for this vehicle, feels really solid. T30 is a bit of a problem because if I want to face this guy, my side armor is gonna be really weak. Once again, we connect another shot even with our 13 seconds reload. The tank, as I mentioned, it feels very solid in that kind of performance. I mean, it's not the DPM that we have on the M103, a tank that I featured, but oh, we can overmatch that beautiful shot. The T30 hits full down. He wants to put a 155mm towards us. Ooh, we angle our armor to the wrong side, and the Kari puts a big round of 600 towards, I believe that's like a high roll for that 500 alpha damage. He gets punished by someone, and we are licking our wounds, trying to not to do the same mistake. We want to penetrate that, but because we don't use vertical stabilizer, the gun is not treating us very well. I think I'm gonna use vertical stabilizer in the future, just to make the gun more accurate, because the dispersion 0.21 while turning the turret and not turning while moving, and that was a beautiful shot while wiggling, while making us our armor as hard to hit as possible. When you turn the turret, it's 0.11, which is alright when you are stationary. Come on, can you connect that? There you go, we punish that carry. We got spotter achievement, and just like that, we're up to 4.3k damage combined, which is really good. We spot a Pershing, and we are still spamming the full gold. I mean, oh, we could overmatch that, but come on, patience. We lost kind of a bit of the teams that played over there by the rock. As you can see, there is a big graveyard over here. The Pershing is, I don't think he know that he's spotted. Maybe he cannot spot me, maybe he's stuck or something like that. But because we have like 500 meters view range, we can spot anything from any distance. Ooh, that's an autoloader. He can do 1600. Luckily, he's stuck. He puts one shell and he is scared. Which means we can still play over here and we can show the dominance over those guys. We're pretty much cooldown, we're wiggling, we're using the APCRs, which I just realized if you're using gold, it is so good for your stats, for your win rate. You are winning more games, you are dealing more damage, your WN goes up. It's so good to fire APCRs only. And yeah, you cannot complain about it. It is in the game. We're gonna lose standard rounds. This guy is trying to be aggressive. He is trying to clip us in the side. There is the 777 trying to be aggressive as well. So we want to isolate our opponents. 600, that was a beautiful roll. We are still trying to... The lower plate, it's a weak point. The turret, the cupola is on the turret. It's a weak point. Come on, can we connect that? The Skoda is gonna say he's gonna help us, but luckily we managed to pick up the kill, our third kill. Something you don't see every day on this vehicle because the rate of fire is not the best. So usually you're a damage dealer, you're not a guy that kills. Is like if you see a guy that is 200 HP and you see a guy that is 600, you're most likely want to go for the 600 one, but it is what it is. Once again, we are trying to hide our lower plate and try to be as cooldown as possible. And on top of that, I think that this is the first vehicle in this line that gets beefier roof deck or roof forehead. That was a beautiful shot right into the side with APCR. What is a really good good shell, really good aiming bias. And I think the forehead of this vehicle is 50 meter or 55 or 60 even, because with the Tiger 2 you could get overmatched by any 122mm gun. That guy has managed to put a hit round that is 340 hit. We cannot bounce that by any means. The Burask it's flanking us, and this is a bit of a sticky situation because this guy can he can penetrate us 10 out of 10 times. There is the Burask in our back. Lucky the Burask managed to go down. We penetrated an AP shells. He managed to put a hit round. It was a good trade by our side, and the Burask is running for his life. We're up to 5.6k damage. We kind of did an I think we defended pretty well over here because we're like less people. Come on, yeah, we can connect that because this is a German vehicle. After all, we can still, be accurate even with a higher caliber gun. That's always welcome to see. Come on, can we overmatch? Beautiful, it was a snapshot. And if you'll ask me why I did not load HE, loading HE in this vehicle takes like 5 seconds in my case, and I will not know that I will be able to connect that. That's our last shell. The Burask is firing a PCRs. Luckily he didn't manage to penetrate our side, and we're running with our 9 or 10 power to weight ratio. Come on, we managed to connect another one. We managed to pick up the Buras from full hit points, and just like that we're up to 7.4k damage. Come on, can you see anything else? Can you see some more hit points? There is the 777 that he's firing full hits, so like 9 times out of 10 he can penetrate us, but we're gonna load HE. We're gonna be sneaky, and we want to see if we can see any pixel, and there we go. We got a warrior. We pick our 6th kill, and the Bruaskit's picking up kills on the other side. He's running for his life. Come on, can you get another kill? And just look at the mobility. Once you're on a straight line, you don't feel like you don't have. You don't feel like you're playing the slowest of the vehicles, because you have 11 or 10 with this case with my turbocharger setup. The Skoda is rating the PP up, and let's see what we managed to achieve in this beautiful game. What do you know? Alrighty, we have plethora of metals, we have ace wanker, the shell proof. It is really easy to do shell proof in this vehicle. You have to survive, but bouncing damage is gonna be really easy. Spotter, because we spotted, I believe, that Kari, and by the looks of it, some T30 as well, which is always welcome. Duelist, because we fought some more vehicles. We got Fire for Effort because we dealt the same amount of damage than our vehicle hit points. A Bruiser because we injured everyone, like we dealt so many criticals, and on top of that we had the Warrior, the Top Gun, the Steel Wall, and on top of that a high caliber for the impressive 7.5k damage, well 7.4k damage that we managed to do in this beautiful tank, whilst holding up a flank in in our favor, if you can say so. So fire 21 shells. That's a lot of shells for this kind of vehicle with this bad rate of fire. 16 managed to connect, and therefore it is our battle. Really curious, it lasted 9 minutes, so yeah, it was quite of a slow battle. This is what the E75 enjoys. You really like to have slow battles because obviously the DPM, gun handling, and everything like that. On top of that, you are slow. You want to play it as slow and as careful as you can, so therefore you can have good matches, to have good decision. That is the most important, to have a good game. And on top of that, the matchmaking, of course, because if the game is gonna last 3 minutes, then you're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna even reach the battlefield. It happened to me a lot of times. But in terms of the credits, because we managed to play with standard account, we even managed to get some profit on top of that, even though we fared a lot of gold. Base experience 1733. If we had the premium account, that would have been 2000, I think. 2000 and 800, wait, 800 something, 850. On top of that, it's gonna be 2.6k base experience with premium account. So yeah, was this our record? No, there's still a Bizonte that holds 3.4k base experience. I don't have the replay for that, but it was a beautiful game as well. But the E75, it's a solid vehicle. I mean, in terms of the mark of excellence, I forgot to mention 3.5k for the third mark, which means it's top 3, one of the hardest vehicle to 3 mark in tier 9. So therefore, there are people that know how to play with it, know how to make this behemoth of a vehicle work. And if this vehicle will be in a premium, I would love to have one. So yeah, this was our little E75 review. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, I have another heavy tank upcoming for you, which is as good as the E75, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching. See you legends in the next one. Bye bye.